Hello Pisces and welcome to Wild Magnolia Tarot. My name is Maddie and this is going to be your weekly reading for July 12th through the 18th. And to start out, I pulled an archetype card for you guys and you got the self. So that's what you're focusing on this week. That's going to be the undertone of this reading, okay? You may be exploring yourself, right? Getting to know yourself. Changes that are occurring within the self. Perhaps you are finally coming to a place where you're able to appreciate yourself more than perhaps you did before. Just a lot of self-development and self-healing is kind of what I'm getting from this here. So we'll go ahead, we'll pull all of our theme cards and then we'll get straight to the tarot. And see what we've got for the rest of our themes for Pisces. July 12th through the 18th. Okay. Next we have the crystal. And the crystal is about, sometimes it can refer to like hidden things or things buried like really deep down inside, kind of like how a crystal is found deep within the earth. Or parts of yourself that have been refined and grown and refined within yourself over a long period of time. So just applying the idea of a crystal and using it as a metaphor for any aspect of yourself, right? That's been forming over years and years of experience and different pressures and different environments, different elements, right? And the elements could be people, and environments are the places that you've been that have had effects on you. And so like the combination of every little thing that's ever happened to you that affects you and changes you bit by bit that's what makes you unique. That's what makes you different from anybody else on the entire planet. Even though I'm sure I'll say later that we are all the same because we are on a very human level. However, there's something very special about you that you're finding and you're uncovering within yourself this week or this month, just around this time generally, as you do a lot of self-exploration and self-healing. So, see what else we've got. Themes for Pisces. All right. We have full moon in Pisces. Okay. Balanced spirituality and practicality. So you may be working on bringing some balance into your life. Depending on which side of the spectrum you fall, you may be overly watery on the outside, or perhaps you find a lot of security in being extremely practical, and so you're kind of opening up that watery part of your personality again, opening up your heart and your intuition again in this new healing energy that we're experiencing this month and really this year, 2020, right? It's pretty crazy. Okay, let's see what else we got. Let's see what we got for Pisces. Faith. Okay. So bringing a little bit of faith back into your life. Perhaps you've been having a crisis of faith, or simply just feeling lost spiritually and emotionally, especially if you're highly empathic and you've been picking up on a lot of the chaos and a lot of the pain that's going around right now. Okay, then you're going to either abandon your faith or you're going to lean on it extra. And so for you to be able to try to be logical, emotional, and spiritual, and to maintain that balance, that's going to be very good for you, and really for anybody else who would be willing to try that. But you guys seem to be figuring it out. So, oops, bumping things. Okay, we're going to pull one more theme card, and then we'll switch over to the tarot. Anything else? One last theme card for Pisces, please. Interesting. Curses. So this could be literal. Maybe you're dealing with a lot of things that may be caused by the negative intentions of others, and you're having to figure out how to protect yourself from negative energy coming from outside sources. This could also refer to any kind of negative energy, negative karma that's being that was passed down to you through your family, generationally. Or perhaps, perhaps this is just a perspective that you're learning to change, right? Perhaps when bad things happen, you kind of feel like you're cursed, but maybe this is really just the lessons that you have to learn to get to the place where you can grow, right? Maybe things are happening and you're like, why is this happening to me? What have I done? I must be cursed. And the truth is, sometimes we just have to learn the hard way. Sometimes the universe decides to teach us hard lessons. And I believe that everything you experience, everything that those things teach you is going to be useful to you one day in a specific instance, a specific situation. Whether it be as part of your own healing or as part of you helping other people heal. And as a Pisces, it could really go either way, because I know several Pisces who are very strong healers. Okay, so you may be being trained, trial by fire by the universe so that you can be very powerful when it's time for you to turn around and go heal others. Alrighty. To the tarot. First card that I will pull will be a card reflecting your personal energy right now and for the week. Let's see, where's Pisces at? All right. We have the Two of Cups. So there's a focus on either one specific relationship or many relationships, soul connections, okay, soulmates, very close, deep friendships are also denoted by this card. So that's something that you've been focusing on a lot lately, or at least that's something that'll be the main focus of this week for you guys. So next I'll pull a card for your past, or just what you're leaving behind as you move into this week. Something that you can let go of. We have the Six of Pentacles. So perhaps you've been giving a lot of yourself away lately, and you're not really seeing a return on that, whether it be in resources or energy or time or appreciation even, for that matter. And so what this tells me is that you're kind of stepping away and taking some time to yourself to help yourself, because you need a little bit of self-care right now. You need to focus on making sure that all your needs are getting met, while, since you've been probably making sure that everyone else's needs have been getting met around you. These are needy times in the world. And so if you are an empath, if you are a natural healer, then you may be working a little overtime. So it's always good to practice self-care. And I dropped a card. Alrighty, so next card that I draw is going to be a card that will tell us what may be coming in for you this week. What's coming in for Pisces this week? Okay, we have the Emperor. So a little bit of structure, a little bit of discipline, some rules. Maybe you're setting up some boundaries for yourself, because because you may be finding that you're getting drained very easily right now. So that has a lot to do with, again, keeping to yourself, taking some time away from other people in order to recuperate. So the next card that I'll pull will be what's going on in your subconscious right now. And I am going to clarify all these cards in just a minute with a different tarot deck as well. Your subconscious is the Ten of Swords. You are exhausted. You're done. You can't do it anymore. You have to quit. You have to take a break. You have to put these swords down because you're wearing yourself out. You're killing yourself with it. This could be, because we have this Two of Cups here in the center, I think that what this means is that you're just giving too much energy away to other people. People that you love. And they may not necessarily be draining you on purpose, right? They may genuinely be in a place of need, but you are also in a place of need at this point. And so if there's not an even exchange of energy here between you and this person or whoever it is, whether it could be multiple people even, then it's not good for you. It's not a healthy relationship in this moment, or at the very least, it's just not a healthy dynamic right now for you. And so there has to be some kind of, and actually that brings me back to this Emperor here, like boundaries, establishing rules. You could be establishing rules with somebody else that you care about a lot. Like, look, I can help you and I can be there for you, but I can't do it all the time. I can't do it every day. And I can't do it without a little bit of return because I need love too. I need help too. I need to vent. I need to breathe. I'm having a bad day sometimes. And, if that exchange isn't there, then there's something that the other party needs to work on where they can shift the focus from themselves onto you, and then you guys can help each other. So getting a little bit of space, being alone for a little while, that's really going to be beneficial to you in a big, big way. All right. Now let's see what's coming in for you guys in terms of higher guidance. Guidance from spirit, guidance from source, higher self, whatever it might be. Okay, we have the Page of Swords. So there may be some news coming into you this next week. And I'll have a better idea of the nature of said news when we clarify. But I will say that if this is heavy news, right? If this is news that could be painful to you in any way, or that could be just very or upsetting at all, then even more reason to be recuperating, resting, taking care of yourself, and preparing yourself for whatever may be coming in next, because you are just absolutely toast right now. You can't take any more, right? But more is coming. More is always coming. So we'll draw more cards now from the other deck to find out what exactly is coming for you guys, what kind of news may be coming in, or communication. And I will also say that this Page of Swords could be not necessarily negative. It could be some kind of insight that comes to you from somebody else. Maybe not this individual here, but somebody else. Maybe you find someone to talk to, or it could even be a counselor, somebody who you can turn to in times of need when there's nobody else. And perhaps they have observations for you about how you operate and things that you're doing and how you can better maintain your own energy and reserve your energy, and also protect your aura, protect your everything, just to protect yourself from getting drained the way that you have been as of late. Okay, so let's clarify that Two of Cups. Let's clarify the Two of Cups for Pisces. Clarify the Two of Cups for Pisces, please. Okay, so we have... I dropped them on the floor. Okay, we've got the Nine of Wands. And then the Page of Cups. So right off the bat, I'm definitely confirming the exhaustion vibes coming off of this reading. Hardcore. And also, I'm looking back now at the Curses card. This could be a karmic relationship of some kind, or even maybe possibly, and I don't want to be like throwing accusations around, but potentially like an energy vampire or a narcissist or somebody who is really good at manipulating. Okay, because we've got this Page of Cups and with the Nine of Wands. And I can totally see the Page of Cups being you guys, right? And being a little bit perhaps inexperienced in relationships, or kind of naive almost. I don't want to offend. There's nothing wrong with that. Very almost innocent, right? And so when it comes to love and relationships, you would never expect that someone would use you up in that way, whether it be on purpose or just simply that they just don't care and they do it anyway, right? So that wouldn't be something that you would naturally think to be prepared for or to watch out for. And so that may be the lesson that's coming in for you right now, is that perhaps you're being used. And maybe the reason why you're completely drained and you don't seem to be getting any of that energy coming back to you is because that was never the other party's intention in the first place. Or they just are not the type of person to reciprocate love or energy or time with anybody. And so there's definitely some things that you need to evaluate in this relationship to determine whether or not it really is a fair and balanced relationship. These cards coming out with the Two of Cups kind of throws me off, but the Two of Cups is you, not necessarily the situation or the other person. So you are definitely coming at this relationship from a very pure and honest place, very loving place, but this other individual is not like you. And whether or not they are malicious and narcissistic, or if they are just lost and unable to reciprocate, it's not good for you, and you definitely need to set up boundaries. You definitely need to back away from this relationship, and just be honest, be straight up with them. Say, until you figure out how to love me back, I can't keep giving all of myself away, because it'll make you sick. Honestly, physically, it will make you ill if you do not take time for yourself, and if you do not clamp down almost on that outward flow of energy from you into this other individual. And if they do have malintent, then they will find ways to drain you even when you're not near them. So I would suggest doing a nice, good, all over cord cutting, right? And that sounds really dramatic and severe, but it's really not, because any energetic connection or tie that you want to keep, or that you want to keep established between other individuals who value you and reciprocate energy with you, that can be easily reestablished just by thinking of them. It's really as easy as wanting to be connected to them, and you will be. So to just go ahead and do a good sweep, clean it all off, cut every tie. It only takes a few minutes in meditation. You could even look up cord cutting meditations on YouTube or Google. I found a really good one on YouTube a while back. Literally only took me 5 minutes, and I felt much better within minutes. It was amazing. And I did not, like, it didn't damage any relationships, and I was easily able to reconnect to the people that I knew were safe to be connected to. So consider it, okay? So let's clarify that Six of Pentacles in the past position. That's 6 of Pentacles that you're going to leave behind. All right, we have the Ace of Blades. A new idea, a question, some kind of new information coming into you, a new realization. Okay, so this could be the realization that this is not a fair and balanced relationship, or no, that's what I think it is, honestly. I'll probably clarify that later with some oracle cards. But we'll move on for now. We'll see, what is this Emperor? Can you clarify this Emperor, please? Emperor in the future position. The Star. Okay. So this is about hope and guidance, looking to the stars. The Star with the Emperor. So establishing this structure and these boundaries are going to really help you a lot and benefit you. And then once you're able to rest up and regain a lot of your energy, you're going to start feeling like your old self again, and you're going to start feeling like really inspired, right? Because for probably it's been a long time that this has been going on, and so you may have been drained for a really long time, and you may not have felt inspired or had the energy to do anything for yourself in a very long time. And another thing that takes away from is your creativity, right? If you're constantly draining your supply, then you don't have energy for anything at all. So after you kind of change up this dynamic, after you cut any toxic ties and you're able to like maintain your own energy again, then you may have like almost like a manic flow of creative energy for a minute, where you have like a lot of ideas occurring to you and you're very hopeful, and maybe you'll cycle through several emotions that are very strong, because it's all stuff that's been stacking up waiting for you to work through it, and you haven't had a chance. So it's all going to come one right after another, but I don't think it's going to be a painful experience at all. I think that it's actually going to be very freeing and refreshing for you. So I think this will be good. This will be good. Let's clarify that 10 of Swords in the subconscious. What we got? Okay, we have the 4 of Cups. And so the 4 of Cups is all about dissociating, stepping back, a little bit of self-isolation in order to recuperate, right? 4s are foundation and rest. And so when I see the 4 of Cups, I see somebody emotionally resting. And if you take it too far, you can self-isolate and you can become apathetic. But I think that in your situation, this is absolutely necessary. There is nothing wrong with cutting off your emotions from other people, from the access of other people for a while, until you are confident in your ability to protect them and to protect yourself and your own energy. I would look into how to shield your aura, or how to shield your energy field from other people. You might look and see online. There's a lot of different ways to do it. Some people use crystals, some people use incantations, some people use mantras. Different things work for everybody. So whatever works for you, because really it's just a way to manifest an intention when you have a hard time imagining manifesting out of thin air, than to attach it to a ritual or a prayer or a crystal. Just kind of helps to quiet the mind so that the soul can do its work. So if that's however you operate, whatever's easiest, whatever's best for you. There's plenty of options, but definitely look into protecting yourself, protecting your energy, protecting, and even your home. Okay, because if this is on the most dramatic end of the spectrum, an individual who is potentially an energy vampire, they can like tag you in a way, like psychically. They could put a hook in you, or they could put it in your house. I have seen people find like witch bags in their house, and they like got rid of it, and then they felt 10 times better. So if this is an individual that you've been close to for a long time, there could be something, an object, like a physical object that either belongs to them or that they gave to you, that you have in your house that you forgot about, that is allowing them to keep that connection to you, even when you cut them out outwardly. Okay, so you may even, do a cleansing of your house and go around and look for anything that sounds like it could be facilitating a connection or a drain on you at this point in time. Okay. So now we will clarify that Page of Swords, please, coming from your higher guidance. We have on the floor, there it is, okay, the Hierophant. So, in this context, to me, this is confirmation that you should turn to traditional methods of solving this problem, of protecting your energy, turn to spirit, definitely, and ask for help. And it is that easy. You may also ask somebody in the spiritual community, if you know anyone in the spiritual community who is kind of like a mentor to you, or who is a teacher, or just very wise and well practiced, you may ask them for help, because they may be able to help you a lot. Or to go to like an energy worker, a Reiki healer, anything like that. Somebody who is very good at what they do, who can understand what you need and help you, at the very least, establish energetic boundaries, and then teach you how to maintain them and how to detect when somebody is trying to surpass those. So I think that you would really benefit from that. So please consider it. Okay, let's see. Since we're already in that spiritual place, let's go ahead and pull a shamanic medicine card for you guys. Let's see. What do we have for Pisces? July 12th through 18th. Helping Pisces. Interesting. Okay. Ancestors. Wisdom is the general interpretation of this card, but I'm seeing this very literally right now. Call on your ancestors. Family ties are very strong, even when they're past. So if you pray, if you're comfortable praying or meditating, just send out with your mind, literally, just like call out to your ancestors and ask them for protection, help and protection. And as long as you actually, you believe it and you really do send out the right psychic signals, then those will be received and they will offer you protection. Or at the very least, you will receive some sort of guidance, whether it be like in a dream, subconsciously, or through signs that you see throughout the day, or throughout the week, that will allow you to receive the information that you need to solve the problem, to determine who exactly it is that's draining you if you don't know, and how they're getting to you, and also how to protect yourself. Pull one more of these. One more shamanic medicine card for Pisces. Protecting Pisces energy field from vampires. Okay. Prayer. So this one's straight up. Pray. And I've had experiences where I've encountered psychic attacks, very intense psychic attacks. And prayer was what stopped it for me. Prayer was what helped. And honestly, it doesn't even matter what you pray to, right? As long as it's genuine, as long as it's coming straight from the heart. And you are well intended, which if what you're saying is, God, please help me from being drained and used up, then that is, that's a pure intention. And whoever's on the receiving end of that, which is just whatever you believe in, whatever you want to call it, in times of need, I call it God, because, I was raised with that word, that terminology, and so that's what works for me. So turn to prayer. That will be helpful to you. I will now pull a couple of Learning to Witch cards for you guys. For any extra guidance, any extra help working through this issue and protecting yourself. And we have for Pisces. Okay, so we have Amethyst, which is spiritual guidance and soothing the self, a very peaceful crystal. It's also very good for dreams and tapping into your intuition. So I'm going to take this very literally right now. Try and get your hands on some amethyst if you don't have any already. And if you can't, meditate on it. Just meditate on amethyst. Look up the properties of the crystal. Look at pictures of it. Close your eyes and meditate on it. Because honestly, reality to a degree on a spiritual level is just like one facet of the universe and what actually exists. We're just seeing what you see is one dimension, right? Well, technically it's 3 dimensions. And then there's supposedly like 15 more. Okay. The roundabout point that I'm dancing around is that you can manifest the properties of amethyst stone if you can tune in to your intuition or tune into that creative power of the universe and have a strong enough intention. I hope I'm making sense. I'm having trouble finding the words I'm looking for. But basically, you can manifest the amethyst without having the rock, if that makes sense. Do some research on that if you don't have any at home already. What else? What else can Pisces do? All right. We have 2. Okay, we have full moon. Recharge, express gratitude, and strengthen body and spirit. Exactly what I'm talking about. Recharge. Take care of yourself. Heal yourself. Take a bath, a really long bath. Sleep extra. Sleep a lot. Because sleep is going to be where a lot of your healing is going to take place, especially on a mental and emotional and psychic level, but also physically. Like, just get some sleep. And if you're having trouble sleeping and you haven't done the cord cutting thing yet, that is another way that people who are malicious and also psychically gifted, that is a really vulnerable time for us when we are asleep, if we don't have boundaries established already. So do that first. Cleanse your house first. Cleanse your body first. Cleanse your energy first. And then go to sleep and have a good night's rest. The other card that came out with that was take measure. Let's see. It says assess all options. Plan carefully to attain goals. So, to me, in this context, this is just saying, to account for every detail. Don't miss anything. Don't skip anything. When you're going through your house and you're looking for any objects that could be tied to this person, if that is the case for you. And I know that this is going to be very specific for only a few people probably, but not every reading can resonate with everybody. And this is a serious situation. So, anyway, like I was saying, be vigilant in the process of cleansing and clearing your environment, your body, and your energy. I'll pull one more of these, and then I'm going to pull a light worker card and see if we can get a little insight into what will be possible for you or available to you after you've done this clearing and you've gotten this drain out of your life. We have departure. Remove distractions. Eliminate bad energy. Get it out. Remove it. Clean it up. Okay? And it may not be easy, especially if this is somebody that you love a lot who has been very successful in manipulating you, because there's several reasons why this would be hard too. One, because you love them and they've been in your life for a long time, and because they're really good at manipulating you. And two, because perhaps you feel bad about yourself for being manipulated, and you can't do that. You cannot blame yourself. It is not your fault. Especially if you are not the type of person to manipulate other people, you would never expect this. And you wouldn't know what to look for. You wouldn't know the signs. Who would? People who are like them, I guess, but not you. The fact that it got this bad, that's not because you're stupid. Maybe a little naive, but I would prefer the word innocent, There are people out there who take advantage, and they are 100% responsible for their actions. And you become responsible for how you handle it once you become aware. So after you see this, if this resonates, if this is what's going on with you, you see this, now you are responsible for setting boundaries and protecting yourself. But outside of that, it is not your fault. And so while this may be a painful experience in coming to terms with the fact that someone that you love and care about could have bad intentions towards you, once you come to accept this, the healing is going to come fast, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to shield your energy. And I think that if you take these steps, right, you take these measures and you start feeling better, then that's going to be like the first sign for you that something was terribly wrong and that you were being targeted, either specifically by someone very close to you or even by an acquaintance or somebody that you see every once in a while. It could be somebody at work. I mean, it really could be anybody. I have a feeling you might know who it is, though, once you start really doing the work and clearing your space. I think you're going to have a gut feeling of who it is, especially as a Pisces. You're very psychic. You're very connected to your intuition and to your feelings as well. And so you're going to feel it. Don't fight the feeling, okay? Trust your gut, 100%. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's move on to the Lightworker cards. So why is this happening to you guys? Why is this happening to Pisces? What's the lesson? Okay, here we go. Alchemical mutation. In the ascension or the enlightenment process, it describes the physical symptoms of the spiritual changes that are occurring in most people at this time. So you may be feeling really off lately outside of this situation. It's going to be hard to tell until you get this all taken care of, but I think that this is coming up now so that you can get the toxicity out of your life and the distractions, and then you're going to be able to focus on the changes that you're going through spiritually outside of that situation. But you're not going to be able to fully devote your attention and your energy to this transformation until, you're not being drained anymore, basically, until you get all the bad and negative influences and energy out of your life completely. And I do want to say that there's no keeping this person at a distance. If this is an individual who is basically attacking you and feeding off of you, then there's no maintaining a relationship with this person, unfortunately. Because whether they do it on purpose and they don't care about you, or they just can't help themselves, whatever the case, it is directly harmful to you in a very serious way. And so if this is your situation, if this is what's going on with you, then they have to go. You have to cut all ties, and you cannot let them back in. And if they come around, you have to just say, no, I can't do this. I cannot do this anymore. And it might be hard because you're probably a very sweet person who's afraid of hurting people's feelings and who's never had a mean bone in their body ever. But this isn't about being mean. This isn't even about being angry. It is just about protecting yourself and your energy. And I think it'll be a lot easier once you get away from them and you start feeling better. I think that it'll become very clear to you then exactly what was going on. And being able to remember what it feels like to feel good again should be enough to help you, to motivate you to uphold your boundaries. So let's get one more light worker card. We have the fifth ray of intellectual knowledge. Okay, so a lot of information is going to be coming into you on a spiritual level in regards to spiritual enlightenment. And this is probably going to begin once you've completed this process here. Once your energy is clear and safe, because the negative energy is naturally going to block the changes and the energies of enlightenment and ascension. It casts a shadow around you so that you cannot see out, and then positive energies from outside have a hard time seeing into you. I've had experiences where where people that I knew were going through something very similar, and in meditation they would literally see like a black force field around them, and other people would see it around them, and it was just like you couldn't get through. And they were the only people who could break that spell, I guess, right? Was the person who was a victim of it. They're the only ones who can shut it down and remove that nasty energy and get rid of it. So it's going to take some work, and it's going to take some focus, but you can definitely do it, and it's worth it. And it's gonna save your sanity, for sure, and your health as well. So that's your message for this week, and it's a pretty big one. It's a lot of work to do, but it's for the best, and I think you're gonna really appreciate it. And if this reading didn't resonate with you at all, then it's not for you. And you can go check out one of your other signs, moon, rising, or whatever, because I know, again, like I said, this is very specific. So there could be only one person out there that this is going to resonate with, but I hope it reaches that person, because I've been through this before, and I'm very familiar, like intimately familiar with how this feels and how difficult this process is. And the longer it goes on, the worse it gets. So good luck to you guys. Get some rest, take care of yourself, put up some damn boundaries, and I hope that you can get this all sorted out and that by next week you're feeling better.